Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's November 28th, 2013. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you for watching this secret sneak preview of The Perry Logan Show. As you can see, they're still putting things together on the set of The Perry Logan Show.
Yay!
As we see the set of The Perry Logan Show being slowly put together, we would like to take a moment to thank all the little people, chiefly Perry's alters, who helped to make these Perry Logan shows possible. Hey, Jim. Yeah, Tim. Here comes Karl Marx. Looks like we've got a soliloquy coming. Hello, this is Karl Marx speaking from heaven. You know, there is a specter haunting America. It is the specter of communism. Just kidding. Could we please bring it down a bit? You know, I, Karl Marx, sometimes get discouraged as I look down at the hurly-burly world of 21st century America, where on November 28th, 2013, happy Thanksgiving, you crazy meat-eaters, you. Sometimes I get discouraged as I look at the political hurly-burly down on earth, and I hear the righties, the right-wingers, the conservatives calling Barack Obama a Marxist. Nay, calling Democrats Marxists. This saddens me. How far to the political right do you have to be to think Barack Obama and the Democrats are Marxists? My friends, there are real Marxists living and breathing amongst you. But I challenge you, if you think Barack Obama and the Democrats today are Marxists, find a real Marxist and tell him you think so. You will then have the pleasure of getting the crap beaten out of you by a Marxist. Just kidding, you fools. Yeah, there's a specter haunting America. It's the specter of the Perry Logan Show. It's the greatest show ever if I do this for myself. How the righties can say Obama is a Marxist is beyond me. Even before he was nominated, Barack Obama was getting more money from Wall Street than any other candidate. My friends, I promise you, a Marxist would not get big bucks from the corporations. What is wrong with the right? Perry, Karl, Perry, Karl, Perry, 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 Karl, 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 Karl. Ladies and gentlemen, the Perry Logan Dancers! Nein, but really, Perry, what ist wrong mit dem Right? What ist wrong mit dem Right? Well, you may ask, Karl. And the answer, in 2 words, is political dyslexia. Political dyslexia, Karl thought? Could that be what's wrong with the right these days? And what on earth is political dyslexia? Frustrated by his need for more information on what was so wrong with the political right in America that they could call a total blue dog Barack Obama A blue dog, if not a neo-lib, if not a neocon, if not a fascist. You're fascist.
He says, shut up, Adolf!
Oh, that little girl is just like her father. She has issues too. Frustrated by his need for more information, Carl took one of his famous walks. He went to Paris. He went to Rome. He went to London. He went to Istanbul. Not Constantinople, Istanbul. He went to a maximum security prison. He went to a big garbage dump. He went to Eaton Rapids, Michigan, where the young Perry Logan learned what's wrong with the right. He went to the British Museum, where Carl himself wrote Das Kapital. Go Carl! Go Carl! But since he wasn't getting any answers, Carl went to the one place he knew he had to go. He knew he had to walk backwards to the secret garden and talk to that font of all wisdom, the Purple Sphere.
Here's the purple sphere, yeah, 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 yeah. Here's the purple sphere, yeah, 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 yeah. Bow down to the purple sphere, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Purple Sphere dancers! Yes, my friends, what's wrong with the right, in the words of Perry Logan, is a stark case of political dyslexia. It's true. I, the Purple Sphere, have been hanging around with righties and reading the words of righties on the web, and they think, so help me, that Obamacare is the advent of socialism or communism or Stalin. It depends on how excited the righties get. And you know how excited those righties get. Well, and what's wrong is they're calling Democrats Marxists, I guess, because they're promulgating Romneycare on the nation. Did I say Romneycare? Why, yes, I said Romneycare. That's because any scientist can tell you Romneycare equals Obamacare. Well, anyway, Romneycare is a law that Mitt Romney, a Republican, passed in Massachusetts with like moderate success, and somehow when the Democrats embraced it, they thought it was all Marxist. Now that, my friends, is a stark, bare-naked case of political dyslexia. No wonder the right are so crazy. Does that answer your question now? Okay, well, be gone! Be gone! Go! Fleeing the angry Purple Sphere, we head back to the Perry Logan Show. This time, we get to walk forward. But what, Carl thought as he retraced his steps, what could cause such a distorted sense of political direction that the righties in America in the 21st century could call a blue dog Democrat like Obama a Marxist? These people would flunk a simple quiz on Marxism. Good to get that out of my system. Here, on November 23rd, 2013, Karl Marx is very unhappy, apparently, because Republicans and righties, the folks I love to call righties, and you know, there's just something wrong with them. There's something wrong with anyone who calls a blue dog Democrat like Barack Obama, whom we love, a Marxist? Dude, he's not even like in progressive territory, you see. That's why we're looking at a possible case of political dyslexia for the right. The right in America, there's something wrong with them. We love them, but there's something terribly wrong with them. And they have political dyslexia. You see, they think easily the most conservative Democratic president in history, Obama, easily the most conservative Democrat in history, and as I like to say, the worst Democrat ever. The worst Democrat in all the parallel universes of bad Democrats. What can I say? Well, it would be political dyslexia. I go on the web there, against my better judgment, and I hear the righties talk, and I see what they've written on the web, and they say, boldly and brashly, that Obama is the farthest left president ever. What, because he passed Obamacare? Because he passed Romney Care? I think not. No. Political dyslexia, or something a little more serious. You had no idea what a can of worms you were opening when you said, what's wrong with the right? Actually, I said, what's wrong mit dem right? Okay, what's wrong mit dem right? It is that they have kind of like warped off in a rightward direction. It's like science. This is science. Look at these formulas. Oh no, formulas. I might have known the Perry Logan Show would devolve to formulas. How dry, how uninteresting. What an intelligent woman. Scientists are reporting a severe spatial shift to the right, an actual warpage of political space, so to speak. So far to the right that the most conservative Democrat ever, Barack Obama, is being seriously called a Marxist by the righties. And this, my friends, makes Karl Marx sad. That's right, I am sad. This is Karl Marx and I am very sad. The righties have warped the space so far to the right that Obama seems like a Marxist to them. And it is equally sad that all these blue dog Democrats are taken to be liberals. And it also makes me sad that the Democrats and the liberals are making the problem worse by defending Obama as if he were a liberal president, when we all know otherwise. Just look at this X-ray. Ladies and gentlemen, just look at this symbolic X-ray of Barack Obama, revealing beyond the shadow of a doubt that what Perry Logan has always said is true. Barack Obama, though we love him dearly, has not a progressive bone in his body. He has not a progressive bone in his body. They call him a Marxist. I'm weeping here. I'm really weeping here. That's right. Karl Marx is weeping because Barack Obama, who has actually declared himself to be a blue dog. That's right, I have. I'm a blue dog. What can I say? And I'm not just saying that because I'm Perry's symbolic version of Barack Obama. It's really true. The real Obama, back in the real world. Remember the real world. Well, back there in the real world, which I don't remember, I really called myself a blue dog. On another occasion, I referred to my policies as being those of a moderate Republican, because this conflicts with Democratic dogma the Democrats ignore. What can I say? Do not panic. The Perry Logan Show has become infested with crickets. Crickets! 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 Stop them! Stop! I'm sorry, the show was momentarily overcome with crickets. Listen. In my opinion, there's something wrong with the right. Gotta be a problem in communication or problem in perception, perhaps. They perceive the farthest right Democrat in history has got to be Barack Obama. So how did they get to him being a Marxist, you see? What is wrong with the right? That they perceive the farthest right president as the farthest left. Because they really do. They're up on the web saying these things. Yeah. And so you figure, well, that's almost like political dyslexia, isn't it? Farthest right equals farthest left, If you look at Obama's, let's say economic policies, he helped bail out the banks and continues to help support, bail out, and otherwise keep the bloated, massive, corrupt banks which own our government on life support. It's just disgusting. You see now, if he were a Marxist, I think the bankers would be hung. As I like to say, if he were a Marxist or a Stalinist, the bankers would be out of the picture. But they're still running the show. Back before he was nominated, back in 2008, Obama was getting more money, it turns out. He was getting more money from Wall Street than, at the time, it was Hillary and John McCain were the competition. It was before Obama had won the nomination, and even then, he was this total newcomer. He was getting more money from the banks than those others. He was breaking all records. He continues to break records. He goes out and just today, I was reading an article about how Obama is cleaning up, and he is cleaning up and getting donations, and we're all so happy. Yay! It's kind of a weird scene. Obamacare is sputtering and having a very, very rocky start. The righties are they got like Marxism on the brain. If a right-winger doesn't like a sandwich, he'll call it Marxist. Words of wisdom to live by from Perry Logan. Right-wingers have Marxism on the brain. If a righty doesn't like a sandwich, he'll call it Marxist. And when our conservative friends have a falling out, I'm sure they call each other Marxists. You get the picture. It's one of the things that's wrong with them, okay? They have Marxism on the brain. And here's what happened. Obama snuck over to the Heritage Foundation, which, I'm telling you, is a right-wing think tank founded by the extreme right-wing Koch brothers, who probably think Obama is a Marxist. Well, the Koch brothers founded the Heritage Foundation, which just grinds out articles proving the right are right. It's part of the... Here's another thing that's wrong with the right, okay? Just sort of... Another one is that they hire people to prove they're right. Would you think about that? It boggles the mind. Don't you think this boggles the mind on this Thanksgiving Day? That the political right, they have a lot of money. They really have all the money. Virtually all the money, and they use it to hire people like the Heritage Foundation to prove they're right about everything all the time. Since the beginning of time. And one of the things they're right about, I guess, is that Obama is a Marxist because he was trying to impose Romney care. The Heritage Foundation created the idea that's behind Obamacare. The righties are in denial of this. There's another thing wrong with them. They're in denial of this. They got like political dyslexia. They see everything backwards and think the most conservative president, most conservative Democrat ever trod the earth. Wait a minute. Have you taken a look at that foreign policy? Actually, we made a deal with Iran, which is good. We did. So I'm giving the credit to John Kerry. Because you see, up until that deal with Iran, which is like recent news, Obama's foreign policy was accuse someone of being a terrorist and kill him. It was that's kind of like the drone program, if you think about it. Accuse someone, usually a Muslim, of being a terrorist, then kill him. We're going out there and killing people and then declaring them terrorists. Do you see anything wrong with that? Do you see anything just a little bit catch-22? Catch-22? Yeah, it's a catch-22 moment. And it's happening under a Democrat. That makes him a very, very right-wing Democrat. In fact, I would just say that we have kind of like destroyed the concept of Democrat. Once a Democrat starts just sort of like tooling around with drones trying to kill people, you know. And don't forget, when a drone strike kills someone, it's like it kills 3 terrorists maybe and creates 20 more. Creates more terrorists forever. I don't know, I guess that justifies more drones, right? So we'll kill the whole world. If you think about that, you think, wait a minute, could we possibly even be talking about a Democrat? Well, sadly, I think the Democrats got taken over by their fascist wing. I know, it's just like a trippy idea. I know it's a little bit trippy that the Democrats, who are supposed to be over on the left, could have a fascist wing, but I think Obama and his followers kind of fill that bill. They were kind of like let's put it this way, the most authoritarian Democrats around. And I think the problem with Obama is that they had all these right-wing tendencies. It made sense to them to make a Xerox copy of Romney Care. Romney Care is a Republican law, based on that Heritage Foundation idea I mentioned earlier. Romney Care was apparently okay. I mean, it was like okay. And the Democrats really did steal it. I've been complaining about this for months, for years. The Democrats stole it. Oh, you know, the Republicans don't complain because they've disowned it completely. Excuse me, the Republicans are like the father who refuses to acknowledge the kid is his. Repubs. The Democrats might own Obamacare, but it has Republican genes. Inside the symbolic bloodstream of Obamacare, and we can see quite clearly that it has Republican genes. If you think about it, you'll see that much of conservative thinking is based on the denial of our interconnectedness. The denial that in an increasingly high-tech, high-population society, simply put, one man's ceiling is another man's floor. Our actions affect each other far more than the righties are willing to admit, especially when it comes to the actions of the big corporations. If you look at what the right wing promotes, it's usually schemes to give more power to the corporations, disguised as defenses of human rights. But the corporations always end up reaping the profits, and the rest of us pay through the nose.
Pay through the nose.
Their denial of human interconnectedness is what makes the right so phobic about public health. Here's Perry to explain.
Why, yeah. Welcome to the deepest depths of my mind.
Look, conservatism involves, I think, an exaggeration of individuality over connectedness in a world where the connectedness just gets greater and greater. And I do think this makes them phobic about public health. Because in my mind, you see, the government would be there to promote the public health. Like if someone's got a disease, we've got to quarantine them, you know? It's like total like public health trumping everything else. It scares the right to death. Because you see, that would be because a person with some terrible disease has done nothing wrong, but they have to be kept away for the public health. Watch out. So if you do start talking about public health with righties and conservatives, they will start talking about deadbeats and stuff. And yeah, they'll start talking about how people have to fend for themselves, which just like doesn't compute when it comes to children. Right? My feeling is, no. If you don't think we need to take care of all children, I don't care how reprehensible their parents are or what, we need to take care of all children. Otherwise, you're kind of like a barbarian. You're kind of like a barbarian sucking raw eggs, howling at the moon, and lying around in your own turds. My God, man!